Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this latest Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy theory video. We've got quite a bit to go through. There's a few thoughts and theories doing the rounds. I've gone through my YouTube comments and that tends to throw up some really interesting stuff. I've gone through my Twitter as well, and a big thank you to everyone that's sent things over. So yes, we're going to try and answer. I don't think we're going to succeed, but we're going to try and answer the question, who is this? Because there's people saying it's Bray, and there's people saying it's Bo, and then there's people saying that it's Barry Windham, or maybe it's Vincent, or Dutch, or Tyler Bateman. There's so many different thoughts and theories that I thought we would take a look at it. I think that this is Bray. I understand why people think it's Bo. I would not die on the Bray Hill. Like, this could be Bo. I haven't seen anything that's really convinced me, though, that it is at this stage. And we're going to take a look at a few of the thoughts and theories that are out there, and I'll give you my thoughts on them as well. So the first one is probably this, right? So this is the teeth, the gap in the teeth. People are saying that you can just see the teeth from Uncle Howdy. Really hard to say if it is a gap, if it's a shadow. It's just difficult to say without a nice, clean, well-lit look at the teeth. It is just difficult to say exactly what's going on with the teeth. But I could agree there being a gap there. It certainly looks like a gap, but as I said, you never know with shadows and things along those lines. But I think there's a chance that there is a gap. And people have pointed out that Bo has got a gap in his teeth as well. Certainly, if you look at maybe the picture in the bottom left, it'll give you an idea as to how big that gap is. I mean, again, the shadows and everything, it feels like the Uncle Howdy gap might actually be bigger than the Bo gap. But again, it's hard to get perspectives and shadows, and the lighting's completely different. So I like it. I think this is clever. I think this is a good way of trying to figure out who this is. We haven't got many clues to go off. So the teeth would be one of the biggest. The only thing I would say is I like it. I can totally see why people are saying that Bo is an option. But I think Bray is an option as well because, again, hard to tell how big that gap is. But Bray's teeth are not perfectly together. We can't rule Bray out because of the teeth. Because as you can see from this image here, he's got gaps in between his teeth as well. And so it's really, really difficult. Obviously, they're from the same family. They've got, the same DNA, if you will. And it seems like the teeth and like slight gaps in the teeth kind of runs in the family. So I like it, but it doesn't rule Bray out for me. But it does definitely make me think about Bo as a viable option. Let's put it that way. The next one is the earring. I don't think anyone's saying it's Bo because of the earring, right? That would be crazy. But I think this is a nice reference, and I think it's interesting. Could be a coincidence, as Saturday Night Drive podcast says here. Could be a coincidence. Bo did wear a cross earring. I don't remember him wearing it all the time. I've looked on Google just to refresh my memory, and I really cannot see many pictures, really any pictures of him wearing this. Someone has found an image of him wearing this, and as you can see, Uncle Howdy is wearing one as well. Could be summer, could be nothing. Could be a little reference. Might be a coincidence. It's really hard to say. I don't think anyone, as I said earlier, is saying that this is Bo because of the earring. That would be insane, right? That would be insane. I don't think anyone's doing that. But it's nice. It's interesting. And so I thought I would put that in for you to think about. The other one, and again, I'm just not sold on this. I know I don't want to come across as down on these theories because I'm not. I really like them, and I think it definitely has Bo in the running. But people pointing at this saying the shoulders are not broad enough. I just think the lighting is not great. You can't really see the shoulders on the far side. You can see the shoulder on the near side. It seems to have some good traps to me, to be honest, if I'm looking at the shoulder on the near side. And again, if you just sort of like compare to Bray, I mean, that's Bray. I know it's not the sharpest of images, but that's Bray from just last week. Lighting was not brilliant. I mean, I'm not seeing a drastic difference. I'm not seeing anything that's like ruling Bray out. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, is it Bray? Is it Bo? I'm not seeing anything that rules either of it being like either of those guys. It could be either. I don't think anyone's got like a great read on it. The voice sounds a lot like Bray to me, but people have said that Bo does great impressions of Bray, and it could be Bo. Bo's voice is very similar as well, so don't know, tricky, hard to say. I'm still leaning Bray. You'll have to let me know in the comments below who you think it is. Let's have a look at some of these YouTube comments, though, because I do read all the comments. And so I went through and was reading these, and I came to Marcus's. He said that Uncle Howdy was referring to novels Antigonish, which I've never heard of, and The Man Who Sold the Moon, when he said, I'm just the ghost who sold the world. Both novels were inspirations for David Bowie to write The Man Who Sold the World, which of course was covered by Nirvana. Both versions are about self-identity and selling out your true self. I think that's really interesting. I actually don't know what the inspirations are for The Man Who Sold the World. It's interesting that we've gone back to that as well, because of course we did get a Man Who Sold the World reference before, but we also got Ziggy Stardust in Bray's bio. So it felt like it wasn't necessarily Man Who Sold the World. It was more David Bowie that was being referenced rather than just that specific track. But obviously it's all eyes on Man Who Sold the World because that has now been referenced twice. So people are now starting to dig into what it means, and now we know what the inspiration was, and we know what the song's about: self-identity and selling out your true self. Got another comment here from Evolved X Gaming. I was saying that the promo was the same, I think. I can't remember how I worded it, but Evolved X Gaming said it's not the same. There's a difference in Bray's appearance. His dreads were not tied in a bun like for the past few Smackdowns. His hair is slowly being loose, as if slowly transforming. So I had a look at this because that totally passed me by. I had a look at it, and it is true. You can see Bray's hair is down here this week on SmackDown, and apparently that has not been the case. So I went and had a look at a previous picture. You can see here Bray is backstage last week on SmackDown, and his hair is up in a bit of a bun. And so this is the first week his hair's been down. Could be something, might be nothing, but certainly thought it was worth bringing to your attention. We got another one then, another comment, and this is from Mr. Free to Be Me 1. He says the teardrop on Uncle Howdy's mask could be a Liv Morgan Easter egg. She wears a teardrop. Bray's logo appeared backstage again on the box when Liv attacked Sonya. The logo only appears around her now backstage. When Uncle Howdy says, revel in what you are, it's from Hannibal Lecter, when he advises his former patient, a young man who's convinced he's a wild animal. Under the doctor's tutelage, he learned to both disguise and accept his murderous impulses. And then, fun fact, when the lights go out, they never show Bray looking at the Titantron. They want you to think that those things going on inside his head. Don't know that that last one's true, to be honest. I mean, they don't show you Bray looking at it. That is true. Whether that's what they want you to think or not, I couldn't say. That's a little jump for me. So I couldn't say why they never show Bray watching it in the ring. That's, it's an interesting thought why they don't do that. So something again for you to think about. What I like about this though is, again, it is true. You've got that teardrop. Could that be a reference to Liv on the mask? Again, if you don't know what we're talking about, then the Uncle Howdy mask seems to have a tear running down it. That could be an Easter egg to Liv Morgan. I was leaning towards it being more when you're in prison, and you kill someone, then they tend to give you, or you tend to get a tattoo of a teardrop. And I did just wonder if that was the reason why, if that's why the tear was there, because someone's been lost. And so I did wonder if it was that. But, it could be that the teardrops for Liv, the earring is for Bo. Again, does that mean that this is Bray? I think I'm leaning that way, but again, you'll have to make your own mind up. Another thing as well is this image, which was shown, and I didn't really think about it at the time, but thinking about it since, is this two heads, one body? Is this a way of saying, two people within one body? Is that what we're seeing? Bray being two people within one body? Again, something to think about. The final thing to bring to your attention then is this. Uncle Grimmy has sent this over. We've been trying to figure out what this is, and to be honest, we still don't really know. But Uncle Grimmy's got a thought, which I thought I would share with you. He thinks that this could be someone in a mask, wearing a mask. And actually, I can see it when he says this, and maybe this will help you out. He thinks that it might be this. It might be like a skull with horns coming off, and then the person behind is wearing like a hooded top. Again, if I take it away, you might be able to see it a little bit better there. Like someone seemingly wearing this over their face, and then you've got candles in the foreground. These images, they could mean something. They might not mean anything. We've seen some of these images. They're kind of like stock images sometimes, and this could be another stock image, or this could be the arrival of someone new. This could be the arrival, the first glimpse at another new person. We still don't know who's in the owl mask. I think there stands a chance that that could be Bo. So we don't know who's in the owl mask. And obviously we don't know if this is someone. We think we might have seen Vincent as well. There's someone that puts their arms outstretched. But again, if you want to dig into that and dig into the other stuff, then check out the 20-minute video that we did. I'll put a link to that now because all those other thoughts and theories can be found in there. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.